So about 2 weeks before school ended last spring, one of my church members, who's also a teacher at the elementary school, came up to me one day and said that she was really worried that some of her students were going to be hungry this summer.
North of Dover, there are some smaller communities, and many of those smaller communities are people who live close to the line of poverty.
We knew that there was a need in that particular area, so we just loaded up food and took it there without really without their permission to do it. We just kind of took a chance and had been warned about, heard everything from meth labs to pit bulls and the pit bulls we saw, but we just drove up and asked could we bring food. And in that particular area, by the end of summer, we were feeding every child in that trailer park.
I used to think that if we just gave money to a food pantry, or we just donated food or took people food, that was what we were called to do as Christians, as followers of Christ. But this summer I've realized that that's not at all what we're called to do. We're called to love people, love everyone, and to let everyone know that Jesus loves them too.
When you meet a need that is so basic, it just changes them and it changes you. So there was a new level of relationship that was forged.
The whole summer just kind of grew and grew. We started out with taking the food, and we knew that the kids were so excited and so happy to have company. They would crawl up in the laps of the people who took the food, and they just loved the attention. And we knew that we wanted to invite them to Vacation Bible School, and so we did, and they came.
Once when VBS came to the church, we decided to come.
They told us about the VBS of this church, and we decided to go to it. And then after that, we signed up for the WOW program, so now we come every Wednesday.
I love what they're doing over the summer when they bring the food boxes.
The first night of Vacation Bible School, there was a family of 3 kids that came, and the littlest one was just so sweet and precious, and at one point he crawled up in my lap, and I could feel his little bones digging into my knees. He was kind of skinny, and I was talking to him, and he said, without any prompting from me or any questioning from me, he said, "When I go to bed at night, my tummy hurts." And I said, "Oh, are you hungry?" And he said, "Yes, and I'm growing too." And it was just very matter of fact, just a statement to me of what his life was like. And that stunned me. We hear that there are children in our state and in our world who go to bed hungry, but I had never had a child tell me that he went to bed hungry. And so that was a total eye-opener for me. And the next night at Vacation Bible School, we didn't just have cookies and Kool-Aid. We started out with pizza and then sent them home with a snack too, something that they could take with them.
Seeing the kids in your own community who are going without, not just without food, but without attention, without love, it's eye-opening to see that there's so much more that we could and should be doing.
Well, Zach is a big boy.
Will you just take off?
And my husband is a football coach, and I guess I just always am on the lookout for players for my husband. And I said, "Zach, do you play football?" And he said, "I wish." And I said, "Well, why don't you play football? What's wrong? And what do you mean by that?" And he told me that his dad really didn't have the money or the gas or the ability to get him back and forth to practice, but that he would love to play football.
She helped me out a lot. She bought me the cleats that other people helped out in. She got a copy of my birth certificate and gave it to the coach with my physical that I took. And the coach saw that, and it was good. I was allowed to play football.
We were serving snacks at Vacation Bible School, and Zach just said he would like to play football, and that he wanted to play football. That he would need cleats and other things to play football, and it just wouldn't go away. So we went and got him cleats so he could play, and he was so excited.
He had a birthday this week, and so after the game on Saturday, we invited the team over and surprised him. He had no idea that we were going to have a little birthday party for him at the church. So he and his family and the football team and a few of the cheerleaders came over, and we had birthday cake and ice cream, and a few people had brought him gifts, and he just was beaming. I even got a hug that night. Well, it has been totally revitalizing for this church. I think that the people in the church realize that our mission as disciples of Christ is a real thing, that we have a job in this world, that there are people who don't know the love of God. There are people who need us to tell them that. And you know, the church has a unique role. There are lots of government agencies that provide food. There are lots of nonprofits that provide food for children. But the church is unique because not only can we help provide food, but we can provide the best thing of all. We can teach them about the love of God. And if the food is a means to that, then that's even better. We have something to offer children and families that no one else does.